Hi everybody, so today I'd like to talk to you about the LG Leon. T-Mobile is selling this phone for $140, but I paid $50 back in July of 2015. So I'll be viewing it from the $50 standpoint. As far as this phone build quality, it's okay. I mean, it creaks a little depending on how you hold it. It might also be because I've dropped it a couple times. There's some scratches here and there. I'm sure you might be able to pick up on those. It's plastic. You can remove the back and get to the battery and to the SD card slot, which is on the side here. You can also get to the SIM card, which is underneath the battery. The front is glass, and it's relatively decently scratch proof. I don't have a screen protector or anything on it. But overall, the build quality is not bad. I mean, I don't mind a plastic device necessarily. It's kind of light, so that's nice. And it can take a beat. You can drop it around a little and it just gets scratched up. It doesn't get dented or anything or shattering. It hasn't done that yet, so I hope it doesn't. The screen is I like the colors on it. I'm not sure what the color range or whatever is, but I know that the resolution is somewhere in the neighborhood of 800 by 400, so you'll be able to see the edges of your apps being pixelated and such when you get close to your screen. Pictures won't look very good on here. Doesn't matter if they're taken. Well, if you take them with this camera, they just won't look that great. If you're viewing online content, like let's say on here, they don't look too bad. But when you look at your own pictures, they just won't look that great, especially if they're low light pictures. The camera is fixed focus, so you'll have to move back and forth trying to get focus, whatever your subject is in focus. But I mean, the low resolution screen does help with one thing. It helps with battery life. So does Android 5.1.1 Lollipop that's running on this device, and 1 gig of RAM. So the fact that it has 1 gig of RAM and holds a decent number of apps open in RAM, it performs pretty much as good as my Note 5 in that regards. So Samsung's clearly failing on when it comes to the RAM management. The battery life, I got between 13 and 20 hours of off the charger use, and I got 2.5 to 3 hours of screen on time with that. So for what I call a work phone, I think that that's pretty good. I don't mind because I'll just leave it in my pocket all day, and as long as it's not dead, I think it's good enough. I'll make a few calls here and there. I'll send some pictures, maybe some texts or something, but I don't use it for a whole lot when I'm working. Let's see what else. I think that's pretty much all I have to say about it. If you can get it for less than $60, I would say go for it. It's not bad, but if you're going to be paying more than $60 or so, if you're going to want to try to pay full price at T-Mobile, I would look into something else. Try to get a used phone like a Moto E, Moto G first gen, maybe Moto G second gen, or something in that price range. If you're wanting to get something in the $140 range, try to look for something used that's better than this, because I would not recommend this for $140. I'll have some video samples and pictures at the end of this video, so you can take a look at that. But overall, the build is okay for what I use it for. If you don't care about build quality, then this will be probably fine for you. I like that LG doesn't have buttons on the sides. Then I can get a decent grip on it, let's say. If I'm like up in a tree or something and someone calls me and it's an important call, then I'll want to answer it, but I'll also be holding on to stuff really tight, so I'll also instinctively want to hold this tight, so that helps with that. The battery life's okay for what I use it for. The camera's alright. I was in a car accident and this was the only camera I had with me at the time, and it did its job. It was during the day, so that helped a bit. But it got pictures of the damage to my car, and that was better than having nothing there. So, this phone does well for someone who's really budget-minded and can get it for the right price, or if it's for a child or someone who doesn't really need a device to perform incredibly well, just a basic functionality of a phone, then I would recommend this. But other than that, I think that's about all I have to say about it. It's just a cheap budget phone that you can use as a backup phone. If you guys have any questions, let me know, and I'll try to answer them. Thanks a lot for watching.
This is just a low light video test. And I think this is the first video where I've ever tested the mic, so let's see how that works out too. Here's a quick sample video of how the Leon does during the daylight. Just a quick video of my pond. It's raining, so I'll keep it kind of short. It's mostly just to give you an idea. I personally wouldn't get this phone for pictures or video quality, but I mean, if this is all you got, it's better than nothing if you need to record something.